Hey there, I'm Arjuna. I want to tell you a little story about how adult gorillas are living life so much better than you are. And it's a story I completely ripped off my meditation teacher. It's not my story, it's totally his. But, that's what students do. They steal their best stuff from their teachers, right? So, without any further ado, adult gorillas, humans, we're very much the same. I think it's right in saying that they're almost our closest sort of genetic descendants. But here's what happens. Got my whiteboard. Adult gorillas grow up. They're born. They grow up, they mature pretty fast. They gain physical skills, they gain knowledge about the world, they gain everything they need for a full and rich life. Yeah? Humans are very much the same. Here we go. So this is gorilla. Human. So the same so far. Now, what happens? A gorilla lives an awesome life, has a full, rich, fulfilling, incredible life. Gets to the end, then what happens? They die. Of course they die. Everybody dies. A quick decline, and they're dead. Pulling into the grave, going, yes, awesome. What do humans do? Let me show you. So we grew up exactly like gorillas, exactly like that, and then most of us begin a long, slow decline. You got it? There we go. Oh. And then we die. You see that? Why is that? Why is it that adult gorillas who share the same genetic material, so much of it, why do they live such a full, rich, amazing life and humans don't? Why do we just decline, sleepwalking our way through life so often? Do adult gorillas not have challenges? Yeah, of course they do. If you think about it, humans have got it pretty sweet. Yeah, gorillas have to do everything. They have to find their own food, their own water. They don't have supermarkets or butchers or grocers. What happens if they break a leg? They don't have medical systems like we do. They don't have a dental program. They don't have a physiotherapist they can go to when they tweak something. Humans have all these labor-saving devices. Dishwashers, you just chuck the stuff in and it's done for you. Gorillas don't have that. So it's not about challenge. Plenty of challenge in gorilla life. So what is it? It must be how they relate to those challenges. In other words, their mindset, their ability to cope, their resilience, their sense of humor in adversity. If you look around, most humans are useless at that stuff. If you want more, if you want to be like an adult gorilla, if you want to live like an adult gorilla, you have to look at your mindset, your attitude, your relationship with stress and challenge, with the fact that you're probably taking things far too seriously, with the fact that most humans spend all of their time in their heads thinking about the past or thinking about the future. They're never, ever, 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 ever present. It's essential, If you want a full, rich life, if you want to have plenty of adventures and love what you're doing, love your life, get to the end of it and go, oh, that was awesome. then you need to have a look up in here. I've got something else for you, a little diagram while we're at it. Here's my tiniest whiteboard I own. All right, so this little step here, consider that your results. All right, so consider that what your life is like and how much you enjoy it. What you have, where you go, how effective you are, and how much fun you have. Yeah? There. Now, what does that depend on? What's that sitting on top of? Well, of course, it's sitting right on top of your actions. Your words, what you say, what you do, what you create, the way you create it. You know? Make sense? Actions make results. Now, your actions, what do they depend on? They are sitting on a little layer of feelings. Of responses of feeling like I can do this, I can't do this, I'm no good, I'm great. You know, that sense of motivation or the sense of laziness, that sense of, yeah. And what does that depend on? Those feelings of confidence or of doubt, of worry or of optimism. You know? That general kind of sense of attitude of well-being on, if you're focusing on the negative or you're strongly based on a solid focus on what's going right. Yeah, what does that depend on? Well, first of all those feelings, if you're confident, your actions are so much different. If you're happy in your own skin, you're not trying to edit yourself all the time or wondering what other people are saying, then that changes your actions and what you say, and it changes your results in so many different ways. You getting this? Now, your feelings often depend on your thoughts. You know? How much doubt you're carrying, how much worry you're carrying, or how simply content or confident you are, all depends on what thoughts you're paying attention to. Now, this is kind of tricky because do you know how many thoughts we're apparently actually aware of? We're actually only aware of 5 to 10%. You're conscious of that few thoughts. The rest are just creating this endless kind of chain reaction going up. You know? You also have habitual, I'm not sure how I'm going to draw this, but you sort of have a habitual layers of thinking and therefore of doing. You have a habitual layer of relating to yourself and relating to the world. You know, you could call them grooves. Grooves like in an LP, you know, one of those old stalk ones. The needle of your mind kind of gets stuck in the same track. And that's what it says time and time again. Because that's what you listen to, that's the way you feel, that's what you say and you do, and therefore that creates your life. So, if you want a better life, if you want more fun, if you want better relationships, if you want to be more resilient, have more adventures, if you want to be better at your work, to reach your goals quicker, to be better at your sport, your art, your music, if you want to be a better parent, if you want to master life, if you want to squeeze everything you can get out of it, if you want to be an adult gorilla, you have to start looking at these thoughts down here. They are a direct reflection of what you do, what you get. Yeah? Now, what not many people realize is beneath all of this is your foundation. And so many people charge around, they don't take time to nurture their fundamental foundation, which is simply awareness. It's presence. It's that state of being when you're totally relaxed, but calm, yet focused, content. So many people are on this rat race where you just go, go, go. You're feeling good, and so you work and you work and you work. And what you're doing is you're undermining your ability to do anything, because you're like your battery's just decharging. A very wise man once said that rest is not a reward for hard work. It's a prerequisite. Rest and recovery and space is necessary to get what you want. All because when you don't have that space, when you don't have that rest, when you're stressed, when you're exhausted, these grooves, these patterns kick in even more and more. The part of the brain that is reactive and emotional fires off so much quicker than the long-term logical thinking part of the brain going, I'd rather do this, It's like the turtle trying to keep up with this reactive, triggered monster. And so if you don't have that foundation in awareness, in spaciousness, in calm, in contentment, in all of that stuff, and being present, then the thoughts, the thoughts overrun you. The thoughts become feelings, the feelings become actions, the actions become your life. So what I'm saying is every day you need to kind of nurture this foundation. You need to recharge your battery. You need to become more and more familiar with that present, still, quiet part of yourself. Because without it, you can't do anything. Maybe you can do stuff for a week, a month, a year, but soon you'll come crashing down. And so if you want to live life like an adult gorilla, it's your life, not mine, the way you want to live your life, what you want to see, the enjoyment that you want to have, the things that you want to do, the goals, all that good stuff. Take a look at what's happening down here. And more specifically, get a solid foundation. And I can't recommend more than anything is learning to meditate. Specifically, a technique called ascension meditation, the Bright Path of Shire's ascension meditation. Simply, and I'm only saying this because I know it works. It gives you a reset button. It recharges your batteries. It means you can be calm and clear, focused. You can recover quicker. You can see the big picture. You take away from that emotional part of the brain and start actually supplying more and more blood to that long-term rational, yes, this is the way I really want to behave. You start having choice. Real choice, real freedom of choice, as opposed to being stuck in these little patterns or grooves that just endlessly create and recreate the same thing over and over again. So I know this stuff isn't cool because everybody loves the action part. Everybody loves doing stuff. But your ability to do, to execute, to be efficient, to enjoy, to all of that stuff absolutely depends and relies fundamentally on your ability just to stop and rest and get some serious space and perspective and presence. To be here in this moment in time, to focus on this, what's right in front of you, is such a rare skill. It is, and you see it time and time again with the people stuck in their mobile phones. They're in another time, another place. Mobile phones are wonderful. I love mine, but it's, a great tool can be a terrible master, which is exactly the same as your mind. Your mind has so much potential. It can be so helpful, yet so often it can be your worst enemy. So mastering your mind and giving your mind a foundation in presence and awareness and rest and calm has huge effects immediately in every part of your life. So I've chatted a lot. There's a lot of information there, hopefully some inspiration. What next? If you want to know more, I'll put a little link on the comments and I'll give you a really sweet and easy meditation technique so you can get started. I'll also tell you more about meditation, about life, about mindset, about living like an adult gorilla, everything you need to know. All right. Any questions? Just ask. Just ask me. I'd love to help. What next? Totally up to you. Totally up to you. But one thing, don't get to the end of your life and you can no longer say, I didn't know this stuff. I didn't know how it worked, because you do. And you're the only one that can do something about it. Yeah. And why not? It takes so little effort for such great reward. So yeah, go to it. Get going. If I can help, I'm here. Go well, eh? See ya.